What is good, y'all? We are back. Welcome back to another video. We're still in our pre-prep diet, getting ready for our next contest prep. Today is a leg day, so that's sick. We got some changes. I actually am going to a new gym specifically for leg B day. Only leg B day. Every other workout is in my same normal gym, except for when I'm traveling because I have to travel for work sometimes. So then I find a day pass to go to a different gym. But that's besides the point. This one, my plan is normal. I'm on track. I'm at home. Everything's normal. I've switched gyms to a different gym for leg B, and you will see why once we get to it. Spoiler alert: it's because it has an adductor machine. Got to hit those adductors, grow those inner thighs. It also has a lying leg curl, which is dope. It's got a machine hip thrust. I don't have to hip thrust with a barbell. I can use a machine. So some other reasons why I've switched, but mainly for the adductor, so I can at least get an adductor for one workout out of like my, I think it's an 8-day rotating split, but it's basically 2 pull days, 2 push days, 2 leg days, A B day for everything basically. Push, pull, legs, except I do push, rest, pull, legs, push, rest, repeat, or whatever. You get it. But yeah, otherwise, not much going on. It's pre-prep. I believe this is pre-prep week 6 now. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself in post. But otherwise, there's not a ton to update about. Stuff again is it's just staying course, business as usual. Nothing too crazy. We're keeping rolling with calories and carbohydrate intake, and obviously if calories stay the same, carbs, everything stay the same. I'm rambling. Steps, cardio. Actually, no, I lied. Everything but cardio stayed the same. Am I even in frame? Everything but cardio stayed the same. Cardio took an uptick to 30 minutes 3 times a week. So what is that, an hour and a half now? Instead of I was doing an hour prior to that, I was doing 20 minutes 3 times a week. Excuse me, I'm mixing up my intro workout carbs at the moment, so I'm half distracted. But yeah, that's the biggest change is cardio went up. Everything else is staying the same. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I got my rice cooking behind me, so I just gotta wait for that to be done cooking. Once that is finished, I'm gonna eat my pre-workout meal, take my pre-workout, which you already know, Bum Essentials, code RSHAYFIT, save you some money at getrawnutrition.com. But yeah, that's all. Otherwise, I'm gonna go get to this workout, and I will catch you guys in the gym. So we'll see you in there. All right, so the first movement we have here in this lower or leg B day is adductor machine. Like I mentioned, I'm going to this new gym for an adductor machine. And realistically, only thing I'm really trying to focus on and do here is really grip onto those handles, really pull myself into that seat, and then obviously just bring the legs together, really focus on a nice hard contraction at the fully contracted state, and then controlling the weight back, getting into a good stretch, and then, rinse and repeat. Pretty simple here. The nice thing about an adductor machine is it's very linear, and it really locks into what you need to do. So it's pretty hard to mess this one up, in my opinion. Second, we have some hip thrusts. Now on a hip thrust machine. I used to do barbell. I might switch back to barbell because I don't know how much I like this machine, but I'm gonna keep doing it for a couple more times. But main thing here is make sure that your shins kind of stay on, perpendicular to the ground, as you can see, making that 90 degree. And then you want to really contract the glutes on the way up, really kind of scoop those hips forward and scooping up, contracting through the glutes. That one is what your main focus should be. And realistically, you don't have to get that low in like a stretch. As you can see, I'm not getting super low. I mean, my legs just start to drift back. That might even be too low. If your legs are drifting back, you might be going too low. But the biggest thing is here, contract up through those hips and you should be good to go. Or through those glutes. So after my hip thrust, I move into some lying leg curls. Another reason for switching up the gym. I only have a seated leg curl in my other gym, so here we're doing a lying leg curl, a little different variation, obviously. If you haven't noticed by now, this workout is pretty much my posterior leg day. I'll still hit some quads later, but it's got a big focus on kind of hamstrings and glutes here. But realistically, I don't have a ton of like cues or anything for a lying leg curl. Just really grip those handles again, really squeeze, hold yourself into that machine, Make sure your hips stay down on the pad and they're not really curling up. Make sure you're pulling that weight through your hamstrings and not just like forcing it up by wiggling your hips around and all that stuff. Try to get a good stretch and then curl it up through your hamstrings while keeping your toes pointed. As you can see, my toes are kind of staying pointed through the whole movement. At least that's my goal. I don't want to like, or I mean, they're staying like kind of, you see how they're pointed. I'm not trying to like let them go straight or whatever, if that makes sense. But otherwise, not a ton of cues on this one. So next we have some stiff-legged deadlifts here. We're doing two top sets. First top set is in more of a 6 to 8 rep range. Second top set in a 10 to 12 rep range. Biggest thing on these, if you had to ask me for like one form cue that I would tell you to like perfect these in a sense, is when you're going down, focus on pushing your hips back. And I always like to picture kind of forcing my glutes as if I'm trying to touch the wall that's behind me. Or another way of thinking about it is pushing your hips back and using your glutes to shut, like if you had a drawer open behind you, how you kind of push your hips back to shut that drawer. You'd also think of it as if you're about to prepare to sit down into a seat, you kind of shift your hips back before you sit down in a seat. Just do that and then keep pushing your hips back. That's my biggest cue. Otherwise, try to maintain a straight back, brace through your core, and then when you contract up at the top, really squeeze the glutes at the top of this movement. Now we are on to a leg press, or I think it's technically called a hack press, or maybe, no, it's a squat press, I think. I don't know. It's a variation of a leg press where you see that the top isn't really on a sled, it more kind of swings into me. But we're doing two top sets here again. First set, lower rep range, higher weight. Second set, lower weight, higher rep range. Biggest cue here is, again, hold yourself in that machine, really squeeze those handles, get your feet down as low as they can without your heels coming off the pad, and then really force that weight kind of through the ball of your feet and push through the ball of your feet to bring that weight up and contract the quads nice and hard at the top of the movement. Otherwise, not much here. It's just another leg press variation, basically.
How you held me then, now you got me reaching out.
Now we're on to some leg extensions. I'm sure you've all done leg extensions at one point in your life. It's a very common leg day exercise, obviously. Biggest thing here, again, really squeeze those handles, pulling yourself into the seat of this machine, really help with stability and whatnot. And then I could do a little bit better job on some of these, I'll admit, but you should be getting a nice hard contraction at the top of the movement and kind of really controlling that change of direction on it from the contraction, like from the concentric to eccentric, really control that. But make sure you get a nice hard contraction at the top and holding it at least for like a second or maybe just a little under a second. Otherwise, there's not much else here. Just control the weight, contract hard, try to get into a good stretch, and hold yourself into the seat. So we got these two sets, and then we had two sets of calf raises, and that will be a wrap for the workout. Oh, all right. Well, that is a wrap on the workout in today's video. Here comes my dog to attack me. What's up, Jax? What's up, buddy? You a good boy? Yeah. Anyways, So not a ton to recap in the workout. As you can see, new, not new, but new to me, hip thrust machine. I liked it. It felt good. It felt weird at first to kind of get adjusted to. It took me a couple like warm up sets and a couple more than normal just to get like adjusted to how it feels because I'm used to doing it with a barbell. But I liked it. Lying leg curls are always a plus. Adductors, grow those inner thighs like we talked about, always a plus. the the calf raises that I ended with were honestly kind of brutal. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video or not, but um I was stupid and wore some bad shoes on a treadmill to get my steps in one night and got these just massive blisters underneath my foot, like in between the ball of my foot and my toes. And they're mostly healed. They're getting a lot better, but like when I'm doing a seated calf raise, right where my foot sits is right where that blister is or blisters are. So trying to do a seated calf raise is kind of painful, put a little pressure on it, but that's all right. It'll get better with time. But yeah, no other big updates really. Um that's just the new leg day, new gym for leg day. That'll be staying pretty much the same now. Feels good. Otherwise, like I said, not a whole bunch of changes. I have a lot of steps to get tonight. I have like 5,500 steps to get tonight just because um working a desk job like I do, it's hard to get steps during the day. And I didn't have a ton of time throughout the day to like just get quick walks in or anything like that, unfortunately. Usually I try to get some steps in during my lunch break or something, but my lunch break was cut short today. So that's a bummer. But we'll make do. We'll just pace around my apartment tonight because I would go outside and take my dog for, a WAOK. I have to spell it because he knows the word and he'll get excited and be kind of sad if I don't take him for one if I actually say the word. But it's storming out, like raining, thunderstorming, which is weird because I live in the Midwest and it's February. It should be snowing, but it's raining and storming. Very odd for February, but I don't know what to say. But otherwise, I gotta get steps. I also have to meal prep because most of my lunches this week are gonna be cut short, unfortunately, which means I don't have time to cook my meals at home, so I have to have them ready when I get home to let my dog out. I got like 10, 20 minutes to quickly eat, get back to work. And then I also ran out of chicken today, which I have for my pre-workout meal, which eventually soon I'll be showing you guys the pre-prep diet. Foods and stuff haven't changed yet. Portion sizes have changed slightly, but otherwise foods are pretty much the same. But I'm out of chicken, and I like to just prep my meals, or not meals, but like my meats usually kind of in bulk. Like I'll do 2 pounds ish of chicken, usually just two big chicken breasts, and I do about 2 pounds of beef at a time, and it'll last me, 3 to 4 days, give or take. Um, and that way I don't have to cook it every single night or every single time I'm gonna eat it. It's just easier for me. But yeah, I have to do that. So I have a lot of cooking and walking to do tonight, and it's already like 8:50, almost 9. So yeah, I got an hour of walking and cooking, and then hopefully get to bed at a reasonable hour so I can still get my full 8 hours of sleep. But that's all we got. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around, pre-prep's going good. Hopefully you're enjoying seeing kind of what I'm doing to get in shape for prep, kind of dieting before the real diet. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So check in next Monday. We'll have pre-prep week 7, I think, if I'm correct that this is week 6. My brain is kind of all over the place just after leg day. I'm so exerted, it just takes everything out of me. So now my brain's just woo. But yeah, that's all I got for you. So thank you so much for watching. Catch you next Monday. Peace.